no stranger to this level of football. He has sat the bench on a couple of occasions for Perth Glory in the A-League, so a very experienced goalkeeper, has his own academy back in Canberra too, so I'm sure he'll be leading the charge for the Monaro Panthers this evening from that back line.
Calabria with a throw-in, touch down the left wing side. And Bailey delivers into the box, and that's chested down nicely for Daniel Nisic. Played one game for the Wanderers back in 2018, Daniel Nisic. Also one of the stronger keepers going around New South Wales. There's McLaren cutting it back. Keshta has a pop. It's not bad. Over the crossbar, and it took a deflection on the way.
Nice combinations early there from the Panthers. Emilio Kishta, watch out for that player tonight. He's a super dynamic attacking midfielder, really silky on the ball, and we get a glimpse there at his skill. Having a look at just a shot early on in the game, but I'm sure he'll grow into it.
There's Darren Bailey, who's trotted across from the left-hand side to swing it in. And that trusty left boot. Not bad, flicked on by a defender at the back post. It's Poscaliero who got the touch. Panthers on the attack early here. Ball into the box, Carl. He's back to goal. He's able to get it back. Cross in from the left wing side, nodded clear. Flastalitza. United having to do a bit of defending early. Lovely little 1-2 down the left wing side, and Kishta, first time pass. Can't find the return for Calabria. And there's that healthy vocal crowd that's travelled up from Canberra.
It's a really lively start there by the Panthers, though you mentioned it, that United are having to do a lot of defending early and just try and settle into the game. But a positive looking start for the Panthers.
As Flastalitza hands off to Melic, brings it across halfway, doesn't like what he sees in front of him, so goes all the way home to Nizic. Oh, Frajogiannis. Forcing a little bit of work here for Bilic down the left. Long ball forward. Not a down. As Flastalitza hits a first time ball upfield. It's not a bad touch from Patrick Antelmi. Ball turned over. And an early foul. Frank Keisha, head coach, former player and coach with Canberra Olympic. Joined Monaro in 2021 after taking a year away. He's really turned this club around into somewhat of a force. And they're back on the attack here. Nice switch of play from Bassis Silk. Beautifully brought down by Carl. He's got McLaren there for company. Heads to the byline. Gets past the defender. Cross to the back post. And Nisic makes a great save. From 5 yards out. Great reflexes from the big keeper.
That is an excellent save there from Nisic. McLaren's done really well to get a ball in, and Darren Bailey, he's connected really well on that header, but Nisic positioned himself well and is able to get a good parry out from a Panthers corner.
Second corner of the evening for the Panthers to the near post, nodded clear by Poscaliero. Edge of the box, first time shots blocked, and United can counter. It just falls apart. As Tariq Meyer unable to find the connection there. Great opportunity early from Monaro.
It was a similar ball there from Jordan Thurtell. He's just put his hand up in apology there, but it was that ball on his left peg that did get that previous play underway for the Panthers. And I have to say United a little bit wasteful in that regaining of possession just a couple of moments away. Really important for United to keep their heads, not become wasteful when they do win possession back.
As Bilic looks long Turned over once more. Heavy touch from Kishta. A nice switch of play from Temelic over to Fragigianis. Rolls it into the area and Telmi. Back to goal. Tries to roll his man. But the defence is tidy. Temelic. Flastelica, the captain. Nice 1-2 from Antelmi and Payne, but that's asking a lot of Kaneko.
A little bit too much on that ball there from United. Kaneko just getting a bit too much behind it, but finding a bit of joy up the middle of the park. United, just those passing channels right down the guts of the Monaro Panthers there. Things just starting to open up through the middle of the park here.
High up and under. Who wants it? Carl. Not a bad touch, and that should be a foul, and is. Yanni Pakatis, a man brought down, and wasting no time here. United. Matthew Bilic. Quite happy to probe. Go a little side to side. Just wait for that opening to appear. Early cross into the box, looking for Antelmi, and that's come off a defender's head. And out for a corner. Alert work from Adam Jenkins, the number 3 for Monaro.
Yeah, it was a necessary touch. It was a lovely ball put in there from United, and Jenkins needed to intervene on that.
David Jenkins, my apologies. Captain of the Panthers as United swing their cross in. Good defensive header. Carl gets a touch. He's all in his onesie, so he's got a bit of work to do. Kishta herring up the middle of the park in support. Just unable to get on the end of that. And eventually gives away the free kick.
Well, the combination of those two players, I'm sure we'll see more of tonight. Between Andre Carl and Emilio Kishta, really dangerous on the ball, but Kishta unnecessary on that foul there. Doesn't need to buy into that. They had far too many numbers around. United shirts, red just flooding the Green Panthers jerseys.
Ball forward for Antelmi. Again, a good header by Senior. This very tall backline for the Panthers. As Temelic rolls it across to the right-hand side. This time it's the Panthers who are opting to sit back a little bit. Wait and see approach. As the United centre-backs get their touch count up. Payne. United decide to start again. Well intercepted by the Panthers. Good switch of play from Kishta. And here is Jenkins. That's smart work by Antelmi. Just shielding the ball out. United get a throw. It's tight midfield. No foul. As Kaneko has switched sides of the field, and that was a tactic that they've used a couple of times through the NPL. On the weekend against Apia, it was Kyle Chimenti who was on the bench tonight.
You've got to say these opening minutes, though, Panthers are winning that midfield battle, just getting more aggression earlier to the ball, being a bit more proactive in coming to those passes, and United just taking a little bit of time on the ball, trying to wait for gaps to open up.
Nice turn from Antelmi, just unable to really keep control. He's done very well here. And final touch was off him. Good
strength shown by Antelmi there. Really great use of his body, just posting up as that target. Number 9 type of striker.
He could be involved in the play again here. Ball forward. Nice switch of play. Bilic brings it down. Got a bit of space. Milic back for Kaneko. And first time ball from Pakatis. Just a little wayward again. You can see the intent from both sides, really. Looking for those one-touch connections. Both sides still very much in that feeling out kind of early stages of a boxing match, almost.
Yeah, certainly just those opening couple of minutes, a little bit frantic, but starting to settle in a little bit now. And as you say there, Robbie, just starting to feel each other out, trying to pick apart those passes.
Bilic with the long throw. Falls on the edge of the box. They could be in here. The shot on goal. Saved by Thurtell, and he recovers well. It was Yanni Pakatis, who almost stole a march in. But a good save from Thurtell.
And it would have been against the runner play as well. Pakatis has just streamed through there. Lax defending from the Panthers, and Thurtell has got to count his lucky stars there. It's a great save just through the legs, and he's managed to pounce on it.
Thurtell, 25-year-old from Nambour. Spent a few seasons with the Perth Glory in the A-League Men's. And Jenkins wins out there on the throw. Yeah, Thurtell, Aussie Youth International. He's got a lot of quality. Two-time NPL goalkeeper of the year in the Capital Football competition. United back on the attack. Pakatis looking for Antelmi. Just needed a little bit more on the pass. It's nicely done by Kaneko. Payne looking for the 1-2.
Yeah, Kaneko in there, really energetic for United. Looking really lively on the ball, taking some quality touches. Looking to get involved and switch the point of play.
He's really come on in the past month or so. Bit of a stop-start season early on. Having visa problems, but once that got cleared up, he's proved a real asset. As United back on the attack here through Milic. And again, the defensive organisation is on point from the Panthers. Farajogiannis. Early cross for Antelmi, but good use of the body from Jenkins. Just nudged him out of the way enough to put him off his jump.
Panthers really happy to see United play out wide and just set their defensive block. Really resolute shape in the middle there and really allowing United a lot of space, a lot of time out on the width of the park here.
Just happy to receive those crosses. I mentioned the height of this back line. They're certainly very comfortable with anything that comes into the box. Here's Farajogiannis. To build again, Flustalitza, United captain, charges upfield, rides the challenge of Andre Karl. Bilic unable to retain possession.
Flustalitza, you can tell he really enjoys driving up the middle of the park, comfortable with the ball at his feet, one of those centre halves who likes to be a playmaker.
And speaking of comfortable with ball at the feet, lovely touches there from Emilio Kishta. The pass just a little overhit.
Look, Kishta's, he's one of those kind of players who can just create in the midfield there. He's so good on the ball. Really sharp touches. Real technician in there. I'm sure we're going to see more of him grow into the game tonight.
He celebrates his 28th birthday next Wednesday. It'd be nice if they can get through and play on that next match day. Early ball forward, nodded away by Di Franceschi. And of course, tonight is the round of 16 draw, and you can catch that over on the Match Centre. Western United v Melbourne Victory stream. As soon as we get a result in all 4 games, whether that be 90 or the dreaded extra time, dare I say it, Grayscale, there will be the round of 16 draw done, and we'll find out who is playing who in the next stage of the Cup. Kishta wins out. He's in. Emilio Kishta cuts back, has a shot on goal, and it's straight at Nisic. Could have and perhaps should have done a little bit better with that chance.
Yeah, United have gifted Monaro Panthers there an opportunity.
Well, nearly in again. Carl comes sliding in on Nisic. He's left in a heap on the ground. Both players feeling that challenge. 50-50 ball. Don't think there was any real malice in it. Let's have another look on the replay.
There's a couple of passes there and as many minutes of just wayward there for Sydney United, not helping each other out, and Andre Carl there has come in perhaps just a little bit late and caught the leg of Nisic, which those ones really do hurt, but for Sydney United, just really need to settle things down, play each other onto the right side of their body, just setting up a couple of hospital balls there, not helping each other out.
So yellow card goes to Andre Carl for that. To his credit, he did attempt to pull out of the challenge. Just unfortunate accident as United this time go on the attack. Di Franceschi battling hard. Eventually, Monaro wins the free kick. Darren Bailey, the man on the receiving end. And special shout out to his dad, Ian, tuning in from Aberdeen in Scotland. Good morning to you, sir. It's about 10:30, I believe, over there. Always tunes into sons Darren's NPL matches every weekend. Hope you're enjoying this one, Ian. There's a ball forward. Nodded down. Still could be in here. The Panthers, the first time shot. Always going to be difficult in that situation. Ben Bassasilk. But they're starting to build a bit of pressure here, Monaro, getting a few attempts on goal.
Yeah, Monaro looking really energetic and looking to make the most of their opportunities too. A good forward run there from Bassasilk. We know he can put one away over the weekend in the local ACT NPL competition. An absolute screamer in the Monaro Panthers 2-2 draw with Belconnen United, so he's certainly capable to find the back of the net, Bassasilk.
Ball forward, takes flick on from Tarek Meyer. Easy for Thurtell. Yep, Bassasilk, you mentioned that goal. That was his only goal of the season so far. It's not a bad way to open your account. Thurtell looks long, nodded down nicely by McLaren. He wins the free kick as well.
It's well challenged there by McLaren. I don't think Bilic meant anything by that challenge, but may just have had a high arm, high elbow there. And this is a good opportunity for the Panthers to send a couple of numbers in. Darren Bailey on his left foot standing over the ball, and in swinging cross he'll look to deliver here.
Plenty of numbers forward here for the Panthers, but also a long line of red shirts, and it's a flat ball into the 18-yard box. Nodded down. Carl is there, but Kaneko wins. And he could use his speed, but that's a great tackle from Carl. Wins possession back. Bundled over. Referee plays advantage. McLaren can't get through. United survive. Here's Bilic. Now Pakatis gets the head up. He's able to find Antelmi. Nice touch to bring it down as well. Meyer. To Fragigiannis in plenty of space to get a cross into the back post. Just a little bit over hit for Antelmi. And while the Panthers are happy to let those crosses come in, you can't really give that much space, because eventually one of them will find the target.
The player just finding themselves on the ball a bit more. Meyer settling into the game.
Here's Payne, edge of the box. Low, hard shot. Thurtell reasonably comfortable.
Yeah, it's a good save there by Thurtell. You can see the bounce it took just before it's come into his chest. And on a surface like this, a synthetic pitch, it does skip up, moves quickly. So pretty clean there by Thurtell.
Carl finds Jenkins, the captain. Now McLaren. Here's Cole. It's a great ball in for Carl, who can't bring it down. Better first touch might have been very interesting there.
He knows it too, the slap on the leg. That's a beautiful ball over the top by Gabe Cole. 20 years old, Cole, in the middle of the park there, and he just plays with such experience. But Andre Carl, that kind of delivery you need to be doing better with.
You do wonder, having only just come back from that broken wrist. He played about half an hour off the bench last weekend, so he could be lacking that match fitness, that touch that, comes with, time on the field. Certainly wishing he had that chance all over again. Coscaliero, over to Fragigiannis. It's a very experienced backline for United. A lot of NPL experience and experience in years, more than anything. There's Perkatis. Tries to find Bilic, but it's intercepted, and Monaro could be in. Jenkins is able to get him behind his man. Decent first touch as well into the box. Early cross into the back post for Carl. Can he find some space? Carl! Shot on goal. Beaten away by the legs of Nisic. But another good opportunity for Andre Carl.
Look, two pretty clear-cut chances in as many minutes for Carl. He'll be so frustrated with that, but super important that he just keeps his head in the game and doesn't let him play himself out of this match. He's getting himself into excellent positions, and that run by Jenkins was fantastic, the captain for the Monaro Panthers, and what a delivery on a platter for Carl. Carl had all the time in the world and perhaps a little bit too much of it.
Just 3 goals in the NPL this season, 12 goals in all competitions. You can't ignore the danger that he poses, the threat that he poses. That's nice work by Bassasilk, but able to win the throw.
Bassasilk, a pretty handy futsal player himself too, so unsurprising to see some of those really neat touches early in tonight's match.
A 2-time national futsal champ, 2014-15. Also won the NPL double with Canberra Olympic 2016, and he was part of Frank Keisha's Olympic side that made it to the semi-finals in the old FFA Cup that same year. Here's Meyer. Again, Fragigiannis. Acres of space down that right-hand side. Coscaliero sees a bit of grass himself and decides to waltz forward. Fragigiannis again. Nice 1-2 from Meyer. Turn and shot from Antelmi is blocked. Danger not clear. Nice touch from Antelmi. Equally nice turn, nearly from Payne. Payne again. Just got the ball stuck under his feet, and the run from Kaneko was stopped. It's been pretty quiet so far, Chris Payne. One with plenty of experience as well. A lot of time in the A-League men's competition. Won the double with Sydney FC in 2009 and 2010. Also with the North Queensland Fury and the Newcastle Jets. Nodded on by Perkatis and Kaneko. Now Bassasilk needs a bit of support here, so he turns back to Jenkins. Now Cole. Kishta. Bassasilk again. Was looking for McLaren, but passed it straight to a red shirt instead. Now Kaneko uses pace. Jenkins comes sliding in again and wins the throw.
That's well played there by Jenkins. A good solid tackle in on Kaneko. Kaneko continuing to offer a lot of threats going forward for United, and United starting to build into this game a bit as well. A couple of combinations in the final third that looked better over the last few minutes, with the exception of that final pass just letting United down.
Kishta. First time ball forward looking for Carl. It hasn't quite fallen over yet.
Don't dive in.
Maya. You mentioned Grace, he is starting to work himself into the game a lot more. Plenty of more touches. Likewise, Kaneko taking on Calabria. His cross is blocked for a throw-in.
Yeah, good defending there by Calabria. Kaneko really good with the ball at his feet. You can see nice close control, but just importantly, Calabria's not diving in there, just keeping his shape, keeping his body, getting nice and low.
Cross cleared by Di Franceschi, but only as far as Maya again. Now Bilic got past one, able to find Tomelic. Game just bubbling along quite nicely here at Adensa Park, and that's awkward for Di Franceschi, and he's made an absolute hash of that.
Yeah, frustration there from Di Franceschi. He knows he had to do a bit better, but with that it was an awkward height. He wasn't sure whether to go with his chest or his thigh, and he's sort of half guessed it there, and there's a handball in a really dangerous part of the field. It looks like Payne standing over the top of it. He'll have a strike from here too.
Got 2 cup goals in the preliminary rounds in this run for United so far. He's about 25 yards out in a really good spot for a right-footed kicker. 4-man wall. Payne has a go. Gets a little bit too underneath it, and that sails over the crossbar.
Yeah, disappointing there from Payne. He knows he had to do better on that occasion just to hit the target. Force a save out of Jordan Thurtell, but Thurtell has happily, comfortably watched that one sail over the crossbar.
Let's get a sense of frustration with Chris Payne at the moment. He's had a couple of average touches, really yet to work himself into the game with some good positive runs, positive touches. Oh, and that may have come off a hand. They're in here, the Panthers, and the shot is just over the crossbar. They're appealing to referee Barrera for a possible handball. And that could be very interesting on the replay, but another good chance here for Monaro.
Look, United have failed to clear on that occasion and gifted Monaro another opportunity. Calabria, he knows he had to do better there, but again just has failed to hit the target. But these chances won't keep coming for the Panthers.
Nice turn by Payne as Di Franceschi came flying out. Yeah, on my count, that's about 4 or 5 really good opportunities for Monaro that have been blown.
The kind of ones that can come back to bite you. You've got to be clinical in those opportunities and capitalise on what you do create. They've done really well to get themselves into those positions, and they just know they've got to be able to put those chances away.
Notably some shaky moments at the back as well between keeper and backline. Cleared by Di Franceschi, helped on by Calabria. Fagianis swings the ball in, brought down, and the shot on goal comes from Tariq Maya. He thinks he could have done better with that too.
Fagianis, time and time again, that delivery from the right-hand side is proving really fruitful for United, finding themselves in good areas of the field, top of the 18-yard box, and Maya on that occasion just leaning back a little bit. His chest hasn't got over the top of the ball, and again, Thurtell very happy to see that one sail over the crossbar.
Half an hour gone here at Adensa Park. 0-0 between New South Wales' Sydney United 58 and Capital Football's Monaro Panthers. Shoving the back from Di Franceschi, and maybe a couple of afters there as well. Wasn't too happy about it, Patrick Antelmi.
And DeFranceschi's got to be careful there. He gave away that free kick just a couple of minutes ago. A bit of frustration starting to settle in this game as United look to play this free kick quickly, rather.
It's Kaneko, right wing side again. Crosses blocked by Calabria. Now Fadjianis turns past his marker, tries to slip it for Kaneko. Again, it's just turned over. Carl has had to do a lot of work by himself. The red shirts swarm and they're able to win possession back. Is Flastelica. Doesn't mind getting forward, Adrian Flastelica. Now Bilic. One-on-one with Jenkins. Bit of fancy footwork, but again, sliding challenge from Jenkins. Turns it out for a throw.
It's really resolute defending once more from Jenkins there. Clutch tackle to stop that cross coming in.
Long throw, centre of the box. Nodded clear. Fadjianis takes a touch. Shot is deflected, cleared by DeFranceschi. Now Kaneko. Swings the cross into the near post, but that's nodded clear by Senior. Nice touch here, Pekatis. Intercepted by Bassasilk. United start again. Kaneko looking for Payne. And that's tidy work again by the Panthers.
A couple of occasions there we've mentioned the deliveries into the box from Fadjianis, and there's some good shape, some nice speed on them, but just Sydney United at the moment not getting the numbers into the box. Monaro Panthers able to absorb a lot of pressure and clear pretty comfortably.
Ball one in midfield, Bassasilk. Saw a shot of the United bench just before. Coach tonight is Joe Coletta. Of course, you missed the news early on. Regular head coach Miro Flastelica unable to make it tonight due to illness, so hope he's feeling better. So he'd be reasonably happy with what he's seen from his side, sitting on his couch at home tonight. Be wanting a couple of goals, no doubt.
Look, I think he'd be wanting a little bit more from this experienced side, and seen a couple of errors from United, and they're definitely starting to settle into the game. But in terms of the quality they've got out there on the pitch, I imagine he'd be wanting to see a little bit more conversion in that final third. But at the moment, I'd say Monaro Panthers have had the better of the chances.
Ball in from Payne was nodded clear, but he had a second crack at it, and he goes down under the challenge. The referee waves it away, but United get the throw. There's a lot of frustration emanating out of the body of Chris Payne. He's just unable to get himself involved as well as he'd like. Meyer comes back. To Melic. Doesn't like his options, so switch of play over to the vacant right-hand side. Fadjianis. Kaneko and back. Free man in midfield is Meyer. Building nicely again. Fadjianis swung into the back post, but there's no runners there in a red shirt.
Just that last ball, last delivery. They've been very good from Fadjianis, but that one perhaps a little bit wasteful again. No one on the back post for Sydney United. Just not getting those numbers into the dangerous part of the box to challenge Thurtell.
I don't think that throw even crossed the line. Don't see that too often.
Look, and the longer this stays 0-0, the more frustrated Sydney United team is going to become. Monaro Panthers done incredibly well to keep it at this stage, and arguably perhaps should be 1 or 2 up.
It isn't really a position that sides from the ACT have found themselves in, though, in front in these later stages of the Cup competition. They've only scored 6 goals in the history since 2014. As Flagigiannis has his pocket picked by Darren Bailey. Now this ACT sides would no doubt want to rectify, and Monaro have had a couple of really good chances tonight.
Well, you mentioned there, this is the 12th time a Canberra team has appeared
And they're having to do some defending here again. And tell me, able to find Payne. Good positive first touch. The return pass is good. And tell me finds the back of the net. And we have the first goal of the night here at Edensor Park. It's taken them 37 minutes to break down, but it is Patrick Antelmi who puts Sydney United in the lead.
Well, there, Sydney United, there was a question of offside, but it was a beautifully timed run by Antelmi, and who else but the big striker. A beautifully composed finish into the back of the net. Jordan Thurtell had nothing in the way of defensive support, and that's an experienced finish by the striker.
That is his 9th goal in Cup Finals history. Patrick Antelmi. Super experienced striker. That's goal number 5 in this Cup run as well.
We'd have to say he hasn't been prevalent in this opening half, but obviously a really important point in the match to score a goal to get Sydney United ahead, and I'm sure that's only going to grow into his confidence. Just floating around the top of the box, but a really important finish, a really important goal for United.
And that goal number 9 all time takes him level with Bobo, Bruno Fornaroli and Bentley Green's Chris Lucas.
Well, he's in good company there, isn't he?
The only non-A-League striker to win the Golden Boot as well. And that was in the Cup competition, that is, and that was 2016. Of course, a famous match. He was playing for Blacktown City against United. He scored 3 in an insane game is the best way you can call it, really. Final score of 6-2 in the end, and it included a 70-metre goal from Danny Choi. Finally, we have the breakthrough, and that's going to dent the confidence a little bit for Monaro. They've, I'd say, perhaps had the better of the exchanges, but they find themselves behind now.
I'm sure that'll be part of the conversation at halftime as well, of the chances that have gone begging for the Panthers. It hasn't been through lack of creation in that final third.
Now Maya again looking for his options as Kaneko back for Flagigiannis and Poscoliero. Now Flastelica. Bilic. contact, I think. Sixth foul for the Panthers so far. Take the free kick quickly. And here's Bilic. Perkatis with a switch of play. Finding a lot of space on that right wing side. Fajagianis has gotten plenty of balls into the area. Quality delivery as well. And another free kick in a good position on the field. Perkatis, the man, brought down. Jenkins, the guilty player.
Yeah, Jenkins just gotten a little bit too close to his player here and allowed just that ability to roll off him, but just clipped him on the way through. And again, conceding a free kick in a really dangerous part of the field. You'd say that this is within range.
It was Tarek Meyer, the man fouled. Apologies. Looks like Matthew Bilic standing over this one with the left boot. Well, a conversion would be good. Unfortunately, playing the wrong sport.
A little bit of a wry smile after that one. We've seen him up and down this left-hand flank for a good part of this first half, so he thought he'd have a go at his obviously favoured left foot there, but again, he sent that one flying over the crossbar, much to Thurtell's relief.
Kaneko, while he's giving away a little bit in height, he's certainly out jumping his defender on several occasions. Won the header again on that occasion. Wanted forward by Flastalitza. Back into the danger area by Cole. McLaren rides the challenge and he'll keep the ball in the field of play. First time cross. Easily dealt with.
Just starting to become a little bit more free-flowing here from Sydney United now. Space in the midfield really opening up, and those passes for the United backline are just finding so much more time and space. Monaro just starting to become a little bit stretched through the middle of the park.
Might have the opportunity to build some of that pressure back. And they get the throw, wasting no time. Looking for Cole. Took a touch off Poscaliero, so he's done well to avoid the corner. But they have the throw here. Calabria can't find Bailey, and United take over. Payne for the early switch of play. It's not bad. On the run, it's about a 60-yard pass. Bilic, early cross, not quite dealt with. Finds Payne at the back post. Bailey sticks the boot in.
Well, that was a beautiful switch of play. There across the field, absolutely relieved the pressure for United going forward and found Bilic in a wealth of space. The delivery probably wasn't the quality he would have been looking for.
Kaneko back for Fajagianis. Now Tomilic and Bilic. Shaped across, took another touch, swings it into the back post. I think it may have, or thought it may have hit a strand of Calabria's hair, but they get the throw in.
Again, another delivery into the box from Bilic, and just not quite the red shirts, the numbers that United need to be having in there for that type of delivery.
Just the 1 minute of added time in the first half here at Edensor Park is all that referee Jonathan Barrero needed. And at the break, after the first 45, it is the home side with half a foot in the next round. Sydney United leading 1-0 over the Monaro Panthers. And a very entertaining first half as we take a look at some of the highlights. Those early stages was very much all about the Panthers.
Absolutely. The first sort of 15, 20 minutes, the Panthers creating chance after chance, and you have to say they needed to put one or two of those away. Kishta really lively to begin, and he's gone quiet in the second half of this first 45, but you've got to say, Monaro Panthers, they're going to be kicking themselves for not converting at least one of these opportunities.
Some hesitation at the back shown by United. They eventually worked themselves into the game as the half wore on, and then eventually the damn wall broke. Payne found that pass for Antelmi, and it was expertly finished.
A beautiful finish by Antelmi. Does no wrong there, and Jordan Thurtell just hung out to dry with that opportunity. But I'm sure the chat at halftime will be around the chances that Monaro Panthers had. And we have a little look at these match stats at halftime.
Really dominated possession-wise, almost a 70-30, just about. The Panthers guilty of quite a few fouls in that first 45. 6 shots to 5, and as you mentioned in that first half, it was the Panthers who really should have at least 1, possibly 2 goals. That's the story of the first half here at Edensor Park. It is the home side in front, 1-0. We'll take a short break and come back with the second half action right after this. Welcome back to Edensor Park here in Western Sydney. We're at half-time. There's the home side in front thanks to that Patrick Antelmi goal at 8 minutes before the break. 1-0 after, well, it was almost a half of two halves, really. The Panthers came out, started very strong, had 4 or 5 golden opportunities, and then eventually United managed to work themselves into the game and got that lead. Robbie Feldman and Grace Gill calling the action this evening. Hope you're enjoying your Australia Cup match day, wherever you're tuning in. Across 10 Play and the MyFootball YouTube channel. All set for the second half. Looks like there will be some changes made for United. Looks like Roberts in jersey 3 and Agamemnonos in jersey number 14. So it is Roberts coming on for Tariq Meyer. It was one of the more impressive for United, especially in the back end of that first half.
Unsurprising to see Jordan Roberts coming on for Sydney United 58, though he has scored in the last of their NPL matches, their last 2 NPL matches, so he's in good form at the moment, looking to make an impact into this second 45 minutes, I'm sure.
And Andrea Agamemnonos as well, the other player to come on. As Vagidianis looks forward. There is Agamemnonos in the middle of the field. He's come on in place of Yanni Perkates. So some like-for-like changes there, really. As United will look to build on this first half, which they were admittedly slow to get into. And no doubt having that lead at the break has settled the nerves.
Already that's a much better start there by Sydney United. Roberts getting involved early, getting himself forward. And just starting on the front foot compared to the first half, looking much more lively from their first touches.
Well, hopeful. I don't know if you can call that a shot on goal or an attempt. Wry smile from Andre Carl.
A little ambitious from Payne on that occasion.
Not even sure if that's the right word. Mostly won there by Bilic. Asking a lot of Kaneko though. Ball forward looking for Roberts. Plenty of green shirts around him though. Now Cole finds a bit of space. And the early ball forward for Bailey. Now that's an ambitious shot. Bouncing ball, never really in control of it. I don't think Dad Ian will be too happy with that attempt up there in Aberdeen.
Well, of course, the Aberdeen-born Darren Bailey tries to hook his left foot around that one, but just going back a couple of moments, Gabe Cole in the middle of the park, just bringing it down really nicely. Lovely deft touch there to just take the sting out of the first couple of minutes from United, who have started really strong in this second half.
And tell me, he's looking for Kaneko. Turned over, and Kishta comes away with it. Just a bit more energy in these early stages from the United team.
Also spoke a bit about Emilio Kishta and Andre Carl, and when they're on their game, the Monaro Panthers are absolutely firing, and they did start really, really well. And they've just gone a little bit quiet in the tail end of that first half, so they really need to step up, drive the team for the Panthers.
Nice flick on for Antelmi into the box. Should have done better with that. He had the whole goal to choose from and may have been interrupted by the backtracking defender. But that was a good opportunity for United.
That was really lovely. Pretty to watch from United there. Beautiful flick from Payne, and now tell me he had to do better on that occasion. That could have put Sydney United in a very comfortable position early in this second half.
Just tried to place it past Thurtell. But you have to credit the work of the defender as well. Did enough to put Antelmi off the shot. Monaro survives. Header won by Agamemnonos for Roberts. The two subs combining a lovely first-time pass over to Bilic. Matthew Bilic finds Kaneko. An intriguing battle up with David Jenkins. He was able to find the return pass. And tell me, first-time shot off the crossbar. And that lead was nearly doubled. And Monaro going the counter-attack. A lovely first-time pass from Kishta. Finds Carl into the area. Andre Carl. And he can't find the outlet. Needed more numbers up front, and that's arms out from Andre Carl. Where were you?
Well, Andre Carl on the end of that counter-attack from the Panthers. It looked very promising, but his final pass to no one in particular. But again, Sydney United should have another goal up. It was a beautiful bit of build-up play, only to be saved from the underside of the woodwork on that occasion. Jordan Thurtell was beat.
Agamemnonos looks forward. It's nice work by Payne. Roberts is in behind. Jordan Roberts cutting it back. Jenkins is there. The Panthers will build out from the back. Bailey rolling it forward for Kishta, who's done well to keep it in just about. No, not quite. Ball will roll out for a throw. Emilio Kishta, spoke about him in the first half. Grace, when he's on, he's one of those players that can really light it up. Question about maybe the discipline at times. Doesn't mind a card. But he is so central to everything that goes forward for the Panthers.
Yeah, he is. He really drives that forward attacking play for the Monaro Panthers, and he's just quieting down a little bit.
Ball forward looking for Bailey. Nisic has to come out. He's going to have a second crack at this. Yeah, is he? Yeah, he's just nodded it behind for a corner.
Not
Kicked
a bad
it up
attempt.
for himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. Not a bad attempt there by Nisic. But as we mentioned, yeah, Kishta just really needs to drive forward for this Monaro Panthers side if they want to build back into this play. And here's an opportunity as they line up for a corner.
Will be swung in by Gabriel Cole. Can they find an opportunity here, the Panthers? To the near post, flicked on, and that's behind. He's got a little bit too much on the flick on there, did Bailey.
And a little hand of apology there by Cole. I think he wanted that delivery just a little bit higher. In the third corner of the night for the Panthers, just unable to capitalise on that set piece.
So no changes as yet for the Panthers. do have a couple of options to bring on. Adam New, Sebastian Woods, Michael Pocci as well. James Wilson has popped up with the odd goal as when needed. And Telmi has an outlet in Tomelic, but his first time passes, I guess you call it an intercept by Bassasilk. And this one will stay in the field of play for Carl. It's a lovely touch past his man, and that's got to be a card for Flastelica.
Well, a bit of frustration coming through from Carl here. He's trying to get away from his player there in Flastelica, and he was just holding onto the shirt, and Carl might have just flung out there and connected. We'll get another look at this one. Carl was away, and you can just see Flastelica holding on.
Ooh. It was right in front of the assistant. Dare I say it, if VAR was around, maybe they'd have another look at that. There's a very healthy crowd building up, or has built up on the hill on the far side here at Edensor Park. Good numbers in the stand as well. And travelling faithful. Bus was put on by the Panthers club, and they've brought up a good, healthy number to support the visiting team.
I believe it was a full busload, a sold-out capacity. Travelling fans up the Hume Highway for the Panthers.
We talking coach or the old school van kind of?
Big old coach.
Free kick here for Darren Bailey. Left foot swung into the box, looking for Jenkins. Partially nodded clear, back in by De Franceschi. And it was Calabria who was on the ground who got a shot on target, I suppose. And that was easy for Nisic to deal with.
Yeah, Calabria again finding himself in a good position, but just unable to get the right kind of purchase on that shot to really challenge Nisic, and that's an easy grab for the goalkeeper.
Poscoliero looking for Roberts, one-on-one with Calabria. He just nudges him out of the way. And they get the throw in. Agamemnonos wins the header. Payne and Telmi to Melic. Kaneko had support on the outside. Opts to go for the cross, looking for Roberts, but that's a little bit too tough for him to deal with.
Asking a lot of Roberts on that occasion. You can see what Kaneko was looking for, and a nice switch ball to Roberts, who has been very energetic since he's come on. He's rapid down this right-hand side, and Calabria has a lot of work to do for the remainder of this half to keep him under control.
Taisei Koneko from Kanagawa in Japan, joined from the Yokohama Sports and Culture Club this year. And scored his first NPL goal on the weekend against Apia Leichhardt. Meantime, Andre Carl on his own in the corner. Looks to swing the cross in, partially deflected. Kishta can't recover. Payne pass thunders off Kaneko's chest. Not intended. Do you have to wonder if Andre Carl's doing a little bit too much work? It's taking him away from where he's most dangerous in the box. He's finding himself receiving deep, receiving wide. Needs a little bit better support, I think, and better delivery.
Yeah, it's the hesitation, or rather the temptation as a striker to come looking for the ball. We'll come back to that.
As Kaneko rides the challenge, finds Payne. First touch to clear his footing, and Roberts nearly had a pop.
Defended well there by the Panthers.
This is an offside right on halfway. There will be a couple more changes made for Sydney United. It's Glenn Trefiro coming on for Jacob Poscoliero.
Well, that's experienced. Trefiro coming on, the 33-year-old, perhaps just looking to stabilise
Oh, a heavy challenge coming in there on Kaneko, and that'll be a card for David Jenkins.
Well, Jenkins has got to be careful there. He's seen a couple of those challenges and has picked up a yellow card for his efforts on that occasion. A really heavy late leg in on that challenge, a dangerous one.
And an early shot from Antelmi. Never really in control of that. End of apology to Payne, who was probably in better position. And United will make that, or rather, first change for Monaro coming up. Be Sebastian Woods coming on for Adam DiFranceschi.
Tough one for DiFranceschi there. A couple of small errors. I don't know if that's the case of why he's been pulled off, but Sebastian Woods perhaps a more attacking player on for a defensive player, so Frank Keisha starting to make some moves, giving the Panthers plenty of time to build themselves back into this game. Woods, a young player, came across to the Panthers with Frank Keisha from Canberra Olympic, just 18 years old.
As the Panthers look for an outlet, asking a lot of Woods. Got plenty of speed, as you would expect from an 18-year-old.
Imagine we'll see here the Panthers pushing a 3 at the back and just throwing an extra number up the field, providing more of an attacking outlet.
The Panthers are, while not perhaps the strongest team in the Capital competition, they are one of the better balanced sides. Not necessarily the star names. As United go on the attack, and Telmi driving into the box, one-on-one with the keeper, and it goes across the face of goal. He's looking for that far post, but couldn't wrap the boot around it. Good opportunity missed there for United.
That's a beautiful early ball through there for Antelmi. And again, he's just opened up his body. Jordan Thurtell has done well to make that angle really difficult. And it's another chance gone begging for Antelmi. He knows he needs to do better and at very least force a save out of Thurtell.
Half an hour remaining here at Edensor Park. Regular time. Don't forget the round of 16 draw will take place on the Match Centre stream. Western United against Melbourne Victory. As the flag goes up for offside. So once all 4 matches are done and dusted, the round of 16 draw will take place. Ernie Merrick, the special guest, drawing the balls out of the barrel. In studio with Tara Rushton, Danny McBreen and Danny Georgievski. Free kick taken by Fajagiannis, and as we've seen all night, they're still able to find plenty of space with those switches of play.
That's a beautiful switch there by Fajagiannis to get that kind of purchase, that kind of leverage on that ball and find Bilic in just a wealth of space there. That's a beautiful pass.
Trefiro in for Bilic. Now Tmelic. Flastelica. Again, streams forward. Bilic with the cross in. Partially cleared. Bilic has a second crack. Jenkins is there. Kaneko. Nice touches in a tight area. Goes down. Penalty given. The tricky feet of Taisei Kaneko. Draws a penalty. And a good opportunity here for United to double their lead.
Look, it was an easy decision for referee Jonathan Barrero. Kaneko is just so tidy on the ball. And you can see in those really tight spaces, he's just tried to take a touch around and his leg's been caught on that occasion. And without hesitation, Jonathan Barrero's pointed to the spot.
Chris Payne stepping up for United. Looking for his third goal in the cup run for the Reds. Couple of steps, slots it past Thurtell. And Sydney United looking more and more comfortable now. 2-0 over the Monaro Panthers. And they've got a strong eye on the round of 16.
Well, Chris Payne, no mistake from the penalty spot. Jordan Thurtell, he picked the right way, almost got a fingertip to it, but it's a really composed penalty. Had enough speed, enough placement, enough composure, and he's tucked that away neatly. An experienced penalty there from Chris Payne.
Scored 3 goals in the Cup finals previously with Manly United in 2014 and then Sydney United in 2016 and 17. And that's really going to hurt the Monaro Panthers. Can they find an answer? Can Frank Keisha find an answer?
Well, those chances from the first half really feel like they've gotten further and further away from the Monaro Panthers. I'm sure they'll be looking back on those longingly to have those back.
If they had their time again, I think I'd say it was probably 9 times out of 10 that would be a goal. At least 1 or 2 of those chances. So they're in a bit of a hole here, the Panthers, and they're looking to defend again. And that's nice work down in the corner by Senior. The danger is still on here. Roberts, Fragigiannis and Trefiro. We're on this right-hand side. The cross coming in from Trefiro. It's deflected towards the goal line. And eventually swung clear. So Sydney United looking to advance to the round of 16 for the 5th time in Australian Cup history. Nice ball forward for McLaren. Looking for the run of Woods. Pass just took a little deflection on the way through. And they lose the throw as well.
With Woods coming on, pressing a little bit higher, we've seen Andre Kyle just drop back a little bit deeper into the field. Perhaps to look to get himself on the ball a bit more and get more involved. Just utilise the fresh legs of the youngster in Woods up top.
Cole wins the ball in midfield. Bassas Silk, Kishta. Cuts back infield. Emilio Kishta back for Woods. And it's lovely footwork to get himself out of trouble. Now Bailey. Switch of play. Carl can't control it off the chest. Appealing for the handball. Referee waves the appeals away. That would make for interesting looking on this. If we get a replay, that'd. Yeah, I don't know. Play continues. The shot comes in. Nisic gets down very smartly. Still appealing their case here.
This is what we're talking about, where we see Andre Carl's appeal, and I think he's got an argument for that one.
Oof. For a Panthers fan, I think you'll be a little bit aggrieved about that. Trefiro. Now Fragigiannis. Nice ball forward from Roberts. And they concede the foul. So the Panthers survive there. Crucial now that they're able to ride that frustration, get it out of the system. Arguably it was clear cut, but they didn't get the reward on that occasion, so you need to dump it and move on, essentially.
Well, perhaps not clear enough, but absolutely be able to just recover from that and keep pushing forward. A bit wasteful there on that occasion for the Monaro Panthers. It was a good switch of play just to relieve that pressure, but Unable to make the most of that ball through from Darren Bailey there.
23 minutes remaining in the match. Sydney United 58, 2 goals to the good over the Monaro Panthers, first time cup finalists from the ACT. As Payne looks to have pulled up a little bit hurt here, but play continues. Roberts cutting it back to the edge of the box, but Gabriel Cole is there. Yeah, Payne doesn't look very comfortable at all in the centre of the park.
Yeah, I think he might have just copped a stray foot there on the top of his as he limps off, and look, he'll try and run that one off.
United with the throw. Right wing side. Trefiro. Space opens up on the left-hand side. Agamemnonos to Flastelica. Seems to be advancing further and further upfield from his centre-back position. Here's Kaneko looking for the chip over Thurtell. The idea was right. Execution just a little bit off there.
Oh, Kaneko looking up to the skies as well. He knows again on that occasion he's just leant back a little bit much, but it was a beautiful drop of the shoulder just to afford himself a bit of space to try and get that shot away. He's been really handy all evening for Sydney United.
Andre Carl receiving it left back and giving away possession, but a free kick.
He's probably pretty lucky on that occasion, Andre Carl. Just holding onto the ball a little too long, inviting the pressure, and there wasn't too much in that foul, so he's gotten away lightly there.
Well and truly out of position on that occasion. Bailey off for McLaren, and Bailey again. Bassa Silk. Now Cole. Seems like the Panthers have lost their shape a little bit. Players finding themselves out of their normal positions when receiving the pass, and ball turned over in midfield again, and Trefiro shows good strength. Calabria dives in to save. Here's Carl again receiving inside his own half. It's not where you want your star number 9 to be.
He's dropping really deep though, and as I mentioned, when the youngster Seb Woods has come on, and Carl has dropped into a much deeper position. Numbers still pushing forward, but Carl just looking to get on the ball.
He's Kishta, left wing side, into the area. Emilio Kishta cutting back onto the right foot. The turn coming in from on the edge of the box there was Bassa Silk. And the flag's gone up for offside there against McLaren.
Well, Bassa Silk there just needing a bit more support. Couldn't get the shot away and was looking up for a green shirt, unable to find one. There was just too much traffic around the top of the 18-yard box, and Monaro Panthers need to find a way to relieve that pressure there when they do get to the final third of the field.
Flastelica finds Kaneko, who's operating a little more centrally now. Started the match out on the flanks and was regularly switching wings. He's playing a little bit more centrally now. Meantime, Panthers in possession through Bailey. Looking to draw a foul. Again, the appeals this time successful.
Now, on first glance, it looked as though Carl had just been clipped as Monaro Panthers turn to their bench for the second time tonight.
So it is James Wilson coming on for Darren Bailey. It's been a solid shift for Darren Bailey. Had a couple of good looks at goal. Just unable to get himself on the score sheet. Had that really good header early on in the first half. It drew a sharp save from Daniel Nisic. And Wilson 24-year-old from Adelaide. Can he inject himself into this game? Free kick from the Panthers. Nodded away. But they will get the throw.
Gabe Cole perhaps just needed to do a bit more with that delivery. Just a bit shallow, and with the numbers that they did have in the 18-yard box there, needed to make something of that opportunity.
And Calabria will get a second crack at the throw. In a more advanced position. Woods. Back for Calabria. First time cross to the edge of the box. Easily dealt with by Kaneko.
United getting really good numbers behind the ball, but transitioning nice and quick back to a possession shape.
Cole, Kishta. Lost his balance a little bit. One possession back. Eventually it's United who comes away with it. Kishta does well to bring it down. Has an outlet in Woods. Back for Kishta. Rolls it forward. McLaren. He just can't get his foot around it. And it slides over the crossbar. As United look to make a change of their own, it will be Kyle Chimenti.
Yeah, disappointing for that last passage of play there from Monaro. McLaren knows he had to do a bit better with that, but Kishta coming into the game a bit better, getting some good touches on the ball and just able to thread that one through. So we see Fragigiannis make way for Chimenti, and what a night Fragigiannis has had. He's had some really quality deliveries, finding himself in a good amount of space and perhaps just needing to inject some energy into this United side. Some fresh legs come on.
Certainly don't lose anything in attack with Kyle Chimenti. Former Western Sydney Wanderers youth, joined this year from Rockdale Illingdon. Played one game last season in the A-League Men's for Macarthur against the Wellington Phoenix, who are in action tonight down in Tasmania against the Devonport City Strikers, as Kaneko is, well, I guess, wrestling thrown there. Yellow card is shown to the Panthers player. They've got the free kick.
Just a bit of frustration coming in there for Senior. He did get the free kick, and Kanenko was just nipping at his heels and could have had it a couple of times earlier, and you could see the frustration coming in as Kaneko just coming too hard through his back, but just really needs to not react, not bite at that.
Not often your side wins a free kick, but you still get the yellow card. They're pushing numbers forward now. There's the free kick from Thurtell. Nisic is nowhere near it. It's an open goal, but the foul is given. It's a free kick to United. Nisic has stayed down. There was a collision there as he came out to receive the free kick.
Look, we'll get another look at this one. It's a fantastic ball. A long driving ball into the box from Jordan Thurtell. It might have been the contact there as Nizic has come up to punch that one. Monaro Panthers player just connecting with Nizic, which, as we know, more often than not, a goalkeeper is protected in that kind of challenge. The ball did fall kindly to the Monaro Panthers to tuck that one away, but the goal won't stand. It will be a free kick for Sydney United.
On the flip side of that, though, just to play devil's advocate, it did look like Nisic wasn't really in a position to get to that. And there's no doubt he's feeling very uncomfortable, clutching at that lower left leg.
Look, you don't like to see that at all. He looks in a great deal of discomfort there, but he had come out early. He had committed to it.
There's a lot of concern being shown by Sydney Uniteds. They do have on the bench young James Hussoy.
We might get another look at that challenge. A really long looping ball in, as I mentioned there, from Thurtell to a really dangerous part of the field too, as we see the Monaro Panthers line up for another change. It's Kishta who's going to make way.
Adam New, the player coming on in his place. As Nisic is still down, getting some attention.
Adam New coming on, 24-year-old, another one who came across with Frank Keisha from Canberra Olympic, a Canberra boy.
And that's the back end of it. But Panthers were certainly appealing their case. It's a fine line between a foul and an incidental contact. We have another look at it here. Free kick from Thurtell, pumped into the box.
I'd just say it's that contact there from Basasilk onto Nizic. It's enough to, when Nizic has got his eyes just purely on the ball and contact is made into the body, it is going to be a free kick there for United. And pleasing to see Nizic back to his feet because he certainly looked in a bit of discomfort after that one.
Yeah, it was knee on shin. As United 3-on-2 here, rolling it forward, the chance to seal the game. Kyle Chimenti off the bench puts United up 3-0. And with 11 minutes to play, you can just about punch the ticket to the round of 16 for Sydney United.
Well, what an impact player there. Way to come off the bench and make an instant impact to this Sydney United side. It was a neatly tucked away finish by Chimenti, the substitute. A couple of calls for offside from the Monaro Panthers player, but just off the shoulder of his defender, and Chimenti will be pleased with that substitution, will be pleased with his inclusion already in his few minutes that he has been on the field.
And another assist for Chris Payne, who shook off an indifferent start to the match to really stamp his authority and show his class. Set up Patrick Antelmi for the first, converted the penalty for the second, and laid it on an absolute plate for Kyle Chimenti in the third. So the Panthers really in a hole here as the shot from Basasilk, who can score from distance. First time effort, just curls away from the post.
It's a good response from the Monaro Panthers there. A good driving run from Seb Woods, and Basasilk just can't quite get his head over the ball to keep that shot on target or underneath the crossbar.
Kyle Chimenti, that's his third goal in this cup run. Scored 2 in the preliminary round 4 against Quakers Hill. Spent a little bit of time in the Croatian second division as well. Forced to return to Australia when COVID struck a couple of years ago. It was a very tidy finish. Might have even been his first touch off the bench. Ball forward from Thurtell as the Panthers try to get more numbers forward. Carl, who's fought so hard in an uphill battle, really. McLaren, edge of the box, goes down under the challenge. Still there for Carl now. Back for Wilson. He comes all the way across. As Jenkins looks forward, finds Calabria. He's a little bit more advanced than usual. Tries a little bit of trickery, but Kaneko is there for United. Swung forward by Payne. And Telmi, back for Payne. That's brilliant control from Agamemnonos. Keeps it in the field of play as well. Kaneko, nice little nutmeg. Did Adam New completely there. Silk comes away with it for the Panthers. Now Wilson. Ball turned over to the cheers of the home fans. Flustelitza swings it forward. Antelmi is onside. One-on-one with Jenkins. Patrick Antelmi to the byline, but Jenkins again sticks the boot in. He's pulled up a little bit lame as well, the Panthers captain.
That doesn't look good at all there by Jenkins. I think he might have just tweaked his hammy on that tackle. It was a really well-timed tackle too from the captain, and he needed to put in a challenge there, but the moment he did it, he's just grabbed and signalled over to the bench for a substitute.
So they're in a bit of an awkward position here, having to defend. Jenkins on one leg just about. Booted away by Cole. Silk under some pressure. He's done well. Woods with the turn. Now McLaren. And Cole. And that's well done by Monaro. They are running out of time. Long ball forward, easily intercepted, but Silk crumbs nicely. Woods, positive first touch. Looking for the run of Carl, but that's cleared away.
Yeah, the idea was right there by Woods in the run of Carl. Across the line of defence looked promising, but the delivery just wasn't what it needed to be from Woods. A bit wasteful as...
Not a bad effort from the gentleman over on the sidelines, on the hill.
Oh, dear.
It's the magic of the cup. Yeah, we mentioned it early on in the call. There's only ever been 6 goals scored by a team from the ACT in the finals stages of the cup. And Monaro, if they do decide to review this game, they're going to really shake their heads at that first half. Should have had at least 1 or 2 on the board.
And a bit of trivia for you as well, Robbie. Of those 6 goals, 2, the leading goal scorer, Angelo Constantino, a goalkeeper from the penalty spot. So well done, Angelo.
There is nothing wrong with a goalkeeper scoring. Spoken as a very average former keeper myself. The Panthers, meantime, looking for goal number 7 in cup history for a Canberra side as Woods gets an awkward connection on the cross, and United can deal with the danger. Payne chests down for Kaneko, finds an outlet in Roberts. Now Trefiro. Looking for a 1-2, but McLaren's there. Nicely won by Agamemnonos.
I spoke a bit about in the first half how Monaro Panthers were really controlling the midfield, but this second 45 minutes, certainly Sydney United have gotten a great foothold in there. Just as I say, that commentator's curse. Yeah. Monaro Panthers come back through with possession.
Woods driving forward. Now Calabria. Woods again. United just know when to really put pressure on the player with the ball. Silk drives it forward. Woods, first time cross. That'll be touched behind for a corner.
Yeah, that defensive shape by Sydney United is really done so well. They get bodies behind the ball very quickly and break forward early when in possession, and they've been really disciplined to resolutely defend under those moments of pressure tonight, and Monaro Panthers unable to capitalise on their chances.
And winning the corner count 4-1. Gabriel Cole to swing it, and that's crossed the byline. And that's disappointing. 3 minutes plus change remaining. And a lengthy stoppage for treatment to Daniel Nisic, so we should get a couple of minutes at least. But time is not the friend of the Monaro Panthers side. As Roberts takes a touch, goes forward for Kaneko.
Well, we talk about those moments in a football match where things could quickly turn, and certainly the first half, Monaro Panthers had plenty of opportunities to put themselves into a fantastic position going into half-time, and the experience of Sydney United 58 saw them build back into this game, and it's been Chris Payne who's been able to really hurt the Panthers.
Just a couple of minutes away from a place in the round of 16. Sydney United 58 looking to join the likes of Bentley Greens, Sydney FC, who survived that penalty shootout against the Mariners on the weekend, Brisbane City, Adelaide City, Adelaide United as well. As there will be a free kick here for Sydney United, as well as Green Gully, Oakley Cannons, the Modbury Jets, Macarthur, Avondale, Brisbane Raw, Melbourne City. Still a healthy representation of NPL sides. And it looks like Sydney United, the lone representative left from New South Wales, will take their place as well.
Sydney's got to be careful here. Already sitting on a yellow card, has given away this free kick.
Trefiro swings it into the back post. It's nodded away. It's a lovely touch by McLaren. Cole, likewise, beautiful footwork. Really does look at ease for such a young player who's become a bit of a mainstay for Frank Keisha through the NPL season. Meantime, Carl, can they find a consolation? Well, not when you fall over like that. Seb Woods, unfortunately, slipping over.
Calabria has done a wealth of work tonight as well on this left-hand defensive side. A lot of running. Finds himself forward and gets himself into really good positions too. Of course, a former Anderson Uni player from South Carolina, so spent a bit of time in the States, and you really see that in his kind of athleticism that he brings to this Monaro Panthers side.
We have reached the end of the regulation 90 minutes. Wait to see how many added on there will be. Here is Cole looking for Carl. We'll have time to bring this down. Andre Carl to the byline. And that's deflected behind for the corner.
Carl finding himself in some really good space out there. A beautiful switching ball out from Gabe Cole, and we'll see 4 minutes of extra time here.
And Matthew Bilic, to be fair, has done well to last 90-odd minutes before having to go down with cramp.
I think it was just on that last cross that he stopped.
You got a feel for the physio who made it halfway on the field. Corner taken again, that's gone behind.
Yeah, fair to say, Gabe Cole on set pieces tonight have not been his usual standard, his usual quality. Really tidy touches in the middle of the park, but just from a dead ball. It's not the standard we're used to seeing from him, and he puts his hand up in apology.
So a couple of minutes remaining. And just glancing at the scores around the grounds tonight. I won't give it away if you're wanting to switch over, but it looks like we'll have a result in every match at 90 minutes. And don't forget, the round of 16 draw will take place straight after this over on the Western United v Melbourne Victory match stream on 10 Play. Big shove in the back there from Calabria. Free kick for United. And of course, if you're watching from overseas on the MyFootball channel, switch over to that stream, Western United v Melbourne Victory, to watch the round of 16 draw.
Yeah, it's a really hefty challenge here. Calabria coming in through the back of Antelmi.
Of course, once that draw has taken place, keep an eye out in your email inbox and across social media, as Gabriel Cole now finds himself in the book for, well, I guess, a bit of petulance.
Bit of frustration coming through Gabe Cole, but again, Payne involved in that play, and as a player who we spoke about, Robbie, was pretty quiet in the opening 15-20 minutes, Payne has made himself unbelievably useful tonight for Sydney United.
And of course, details of the next match day. Looks like it will be next week and possibly next weekend as well. Sydney United, if they do draw an A-League side, they will be back here at Adensa Park. It'll be a great occasion. Meantime, Woods wins out on the challenge. Down to the byline, cuts it back. Turn behind for a corner. Tomelic getting in the way.
It was a great run there by Seb Woods. Just that last touch, he's taken his angle away for himself. I really thought he was going to look to drive toward goal, get his body across his defender.
One final attack possibly for the Panthers, looking for a consolation goal. Dealt with at the near post. Woods lifts it back into the area, nodded away. Flastalitza. That will bounce out for a corner.
Fair to say the corner count is well and truly in the Panthers' favour tonight, but as I said, just unable to capitalise on those opportunities.
Corner this time doesn't cross the byline. McLaren got a boot to it. Goes straight up in the air and away from danger. Past the allotted 4 minutes of added time. And that is the end of the match. Jonathan Barrero brings a close to this round of 32 clash. It was a gallant performance by the visiting Monaro Panthers, but Sydney United 58. Their class rises once again. And at full time here at Adensa Park, it's Sydney United 58-3, defeating Monaro Panthers 0. And Grayscale, it's just always going to be a difficult night when you don't take those chances, and a team against a team like Sydney United with that much class and experience at NPL level and A-League experience as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Monaro Panthers, they've got a lot to be proud about this performance tonight, particularly that first 45 minutes. They will be kicking themselves for the opportunities they didn't take, unlike Chris Payne here. He was instrumental for Sydney United tonight, and he made no mistake as well from the penalty spot. Sydney United too strong, too experienced in the end, and have come on top with a really resounding performance.
There was that penalty. It was won by some nifty footwork in the box by Taisei Kaneko. 2 assists on the night and a goal for Chris Payne. That'll really put him up in Mike Cockrell medal thinking as well. It's one to keep an eye on. And as the half wore on, there's that stoppage we had. The goal was disallowed for the foul on Nisic, and he was down for a couple of minutes getting attention on that lower leg injury. And it was from the free kick after that stoppage. Panthers caught napping, and Chimenti off the bench burying that for third goal. As United make their way over to the hill to celebrate with the home fans. A comprehensive win. Didn't really start that way, but United 58 once again showing their class as we have a look at the stats, and well and truly dominant in terms of United 58. The possession 2-1 essentially. Panthers just unable, you see the foul count there, just unable to really get themselves, establish themselves in the game. They had the chances, they just weren't able to finish.
Yeah, that second 45 minutes, really the experience of Sydney United 58 came to the front, and we saw the likes of Chris Payne and Telmi really, really get a foothold onto the game and finish strong for Sydney United 58.
New South Wales NPL Giants, Sydney United 58, advanced to the round of 16 for the 5th time in club history. A very comprehensive result here at Adensa Park. On behalf of the 10-play crew, Robbie Feldman and Grace Gill, your callers tonight. United advance. Full-time score here at Adensa, 3-0. United through to the round of 16.